Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Pro Bike Tool Swivel Bike Wall Hanger. Whether you own a single bike or believe in the N+1 philosophy, it can be difficult to find space to store a bike. Vertical bike storage options allow you to get the bike off the ground and free up space. The Pro Bike Tool Swivel Wall Mount design is a clever combination of a wall mount with a swivel design that lets you actually swing it out of the way for more congested areas. In terms of packaging, you can see very simple. You have Pro Bike Tool logo right on the top, nice recyclable cardboard box, and everything actually printed right on here in English. So all the contents are printed here with nice little descriptions of each piece. You have their Instagram, QR code, everything you need, and then as well as some depictions of how to set it up and what the completed mount looks like. So go ahead and take it out of the box and go over the specs. So retail price on this is $39.99, so pretty affordable. It is a vertical bike mount, so it actually puts your bike up on the wall, and that does require a stud or a concrete or masonry wall, so you can't put this on drywall and expect it to hold your bike. It can support up to 66.2 pounds, so this should be able to handle e-bikes and heavier cruisers. It has a space-saving swivel design, so if you're in a tight area, you can easily slide the bike out of the way and free up space. So very clever design, great for apartments or smaller areas where you have limited space. It includes all the mounting hardware as well and a claimed 5-minute installation. So you can see here's the contents of everything in the box. You have basic packaging, nice minimal design, minimal plastic. You have the full instructions here, what's included, installation guide, as well as the marking. So you can use this to actually as a template to figure out where you need to put everything. And then again, full instructions. So it's supposed to be within 5 minutes, and you can see it's pretty straightforward. You have the bottom portion. This is the wheel stop on the bottom. And depending on whether you want to swivel left or right, you'll put the back wheel on this against the wall. You have the main metal hook, so you can see a nice design. And you have the hook portion here that actually go through your front wheel. You have all the hardware you need. So they include the plastic sleeves, masonry, screws, and then multiple links as well. You get the nice little cover here, and this will just attach to the top as a more of a vanity piece. You have the main hardware. This is nice metal design, so you can see, again, matte black finish with this little texture. And the reason this supports so much weight is that it has the 3 mounting screws, so very robust. You can see the welds here, not the prettiest. It looks a little bit rough. They didn't really smooth it out, but this will be hidden behind the actual hook as it slides up and over. And then the main part of this is the fact that it swivels, and this is the main track that your front wheel will go on, and then swivel back and forth depending on how you want to access the bike. Now let's go over the installation of the Swivel Bike Hanger. The first thing you want to do is measure your wheelbase from the rear wheel all the way to the front. And this ensures you place the top mount high enough off the ground so that your rear wheel doesn't drag. You want to transfer that measurement to the wall. And here you can see I've actually marked where the stud is. You want to make sure you use a stud finder or use a masonry wall. Then take the top bracket with the notch side up, place it at your marked location, and then you want to drill it in. We do recommend using a drill to make it a little bit easier, as these are very large screws. So you want to put these in there with a power drill, and it does require a fair amount of force because of how large they are. Level it, and then you want to mark the other positions and then place the screws in. Here you can see we're using the drill, which does help make it a little bit easier. So you pre-drill the holes and then come back with the actual screw. So you can see now we're putting the bottom screw on, and then again for the top. And you can see the reason this supports so much weight is that you have 3 large screws. Now you want to take the hook piece, slide it on with the red little plastic cover on top of it, push it all the way down. Then you want to take the wheel cradle, slide it up, and then you want to just push them together. To support the wheel cradle, there's 2 little bolts on the rear, and there's an included little Allen key, so you want to just hand tighten them in, then use the Allen key to tighten it up. So again, do the bottom, the top, and this ensures that as you swivel, the bottom wheel cradle follows you. Next, place the bike on the wall, and then that'll help you determine the bottom location. And that's it. After you put the 2 screws on there, you can see you're done with the installation and you can actually hang the bike. It's a really sleek product. Even though it might take a little bit more than 5 minutes with all the drilling, it's really easy to do. Here you can see what our bike room looked like before the installation. We have 4 bikes in here and it's quite crowded, especially with the floor mount. It takes up a lot of valuable space and you actually have to walk around it and you can't access the full shelf without moving the bike. Now with the swivel hanger installed, you can see we have the same 4 bikes, but much more efficient now. With it swiveled out of the way, we have all that floor space recovered, so you can use it for more shelving or even another bike. So it frees up a lot of space and it's much more efficient as you can use that vertical storage. Now, one downside is you can see there's little pins on top of the hanger. So when you're swiveling, you actually apply a little bit of force to get out of that 90-degree position. That 90-degree position is locked in with those pins. Now with more use, it's gotten a little bit easier, but you can see with nothing on there, it does require some force. And with the bike on here, especially a light road bike like we have here, you kind of get stuck at that position and you almost have to pull the hanger. But otherwise works really easily and can be easily adjusted left or right. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Swivel Bike Hanger. What we like about it is the space-saving design. The ability to swivel really helps you get the bike out of the way. It also has premium metal top bracket and hook that feel well built. And has a high weight capacity, which means you can sport a variety of bikes, not just a lightweight road bike, but even something as heavy as a mountain bike or even an e-bike. Some of the cons for the bike hanger is the fact that the swiveling is not that smooth. With those little locking pins, you do have to apply a little bit of force. And the high weight capacity does require a wood stud or masonry wall and places 5 holes in your wall, so you do have to be aware of that. And the last con is that with the extra space, you're going to have more reason to buy more bikes as you can fit more bikes in the same area. Taking everything into account, we'd give the Swivel Bike Hanger a 9.3 out of 10. It's a really nice space-saving wall hanger. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.